In the last video, I left off on a huge cliffhanger, investing 2.5 million bells into the turnip stalk market. Finally, after a long wait, you'll get to see the results of that investment. Well, there's that, but also you'll have to stay around for the progress made over the course of an entire month. Hint, we're in a pretty strong position now. Stay until the end to see where our up-to-date progress lies. With that said, let's jump into episode 5 of the Nook Mileage Marathon, earn some achievements, and get that dopamine flowing. Jumping in with the final stamp of Stretch to Refresh. Very happy to get that one out of the way. I then moved on to submitting more items to the hotel, as I fear this one will be quite long and tedious. Set up your crafting bench and cooking station on the dock and craft away. Remember, we can craft multiple items in one go using what's in our house storage, so this implements 2 of the biggest quality of life updates this series has ever seen. Finishing up, I ended with stamp 2 of DIY goods wanted. Moving on to the next day, we were lucky enough to see a normal Gulliver. As much as I like the pirate items, I think I will avoid any Gulliver events, as although finishing the Gulliver achievement fast would be nice, we still need 30 normal Gulliver events to complete the Golden Shovel achievement. In 3 months of playing, I've only seen Gulliver a few times. I'm getting quite nervous about this one now. As part of my daily routine, the final fossil was identified and donated. Since it was raining, I thought I'd take the chance of obtaining the coelacanth. Not so lucky. I promise you, more bait, impatience, sea bass, and olive flounders. I of course caught all of the fish that the bait lured in, and just as I was about to quit, I saw this. Great, that's not a coelacanth. I did end up catching the snail though. Hey look, another sea bass! And almost 600 total fish caught. Place your bets. 3rd ore fish in a row. Well, I can tell you I was rather happy about that. And a villager request right after. That's progress towards Smile Isle. I love the sound of that jingle. So Wednesday morning rolls around and I'm checking the turnips price. That looks pretty good to me. However, turnip profit is telling me to hold on. What could be in store for us? Well, in the afternoon I came back and checked the price. I will indeed settle for that. Now it's time to sell all of this stock. I was crossing my fingers for something more than 500, but 447, can't complain. This ends up giving us stamp 3 and 4 of cornering the stalk market, being just a couple of 100k short of the final achievement. But now, to throw it in the bank and enjoy. Over 10 mil. Lovely. So we've made a ton of bells. Now we have to get on to chasing more achievements. Starting things off with a big one, Greedy Weeder is complete, with some good progress towards pick of the bunch. The next Sunday rolls around and I invest another 500k, surely that should be enough to finish off corner in the stock market. I'll leave those in front of the shop to cook nicely. The next day, I shake my final tree to finish Shady Shakedown. And jumping to Wednesday evening with a fluctuating pattern, I get a price of 141, which is pretty good on that pattern. Selling for this price gets us 230k away from stamp 5. Just missed that mark. Moving on to the next day, we obtained our 4th Dodo Airlines merge, marking 50 points obtained, and a Wisp event. Paying off our next home loan nets us stamp 5 the Dream House achievement. You can see if things are starting to come together now, lots of fully completed goals. And while I speedrun another hotel VIP room, don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying this one, and leave a comment telling me your favourite month on your Animal Crossing island. For me, the cherry blossom days where it's falling in the air are just the most chill vibes. That room grants us stamp 2 of Take Tourists to the Hotel. And speaking to Sylvia, we finish off stamp 5 of Island Togetherness. Another one I began paying attention to is Nook shopping. I've been ordering 5 beach towels daily because they're so cheap, and after a while, this happened. The mobile app for ordering furniture. So convenient. And stamp 4 of shop to it. Here's a progress update on pick of the bunch. 2,800 total fruit sold. We're really getting close now. I'm not showing all of them because it's the same thing over and over, like the entire goal to be honest. But I've been doing every special request and lost item, and while all fruits is on cooldown from selling, I've been chopping all trees with flimsy axes, making serious progress towards rough hewn, almost 3,000 logs chopped. And there is 3,000. And another progress update, this time for our art gallery in the museum. Pulling out all of these, you can guess who's visiting? None other than Flick. Give me a model tarantula and some bells. The next day, this was a special cup of coffee. It commemorates a big event, the final stamp of Come Home to the Roost. Not our final coffee on Solero though, not by a long shot, and you'll find out why soon enough. We also make our 50th voyage to the Captain Tour Island, marking the final stamp for a set sail for adventure. Whilst on this island, I yoinked some coconuts to take back to Solero. Upon selling these, we've completed Pick of the Bunch. I then went home to look at the newly added basement, and as most people do with their basements, I just had to fill it with crap. I couldn't help myself. But doing that marks off Horde reward as complete. And then we had to clean up, and it wasn't until the last few items I remembered about being able to select multiple items at once and just chucking it straight into the storage. At some point I forgot to record, but obtained Fossil Assessment 4. We're about 6 weeks until the final stamp now. The next day I make a little progress towards one of the longer grinds. If I don't use online, that is. It was Barbara's birthday. KK, my guy! Hit me up with another one of your bangers. Only way too long to go on this achievement. I don't even want to think about it. But also that's stamp 2 of KK Mania obtained. And here's a nice update. 700 total bugs caught. Loading up the next day. Uh-oh. It begins. Fortunately, we've surpassed this event by the time this gets uploaded, but you're still going to have to relive the pain with me. So, the Easter event. Material gathering during this period becomes less efficient because many resources are replaced with Easter eggs. I was hoping to finish Rough Hewn in this week, and kind of gave up because so many logs were turned to eggs. And with so many trees to chop, it was just not worth it after one day of chopping, where I had more than enough wood eggs for the entire event. So the eggs that are available, and which we need to collect, are leaf eggs, spawning in trees looking like fruit, stone eggs, which are found by hitting rocks, earth eggs, which are dug up like fossils, sky eggs, which are found in colourful balloons, but also could fall as presents containing Easter DIY recipes, like this one did. Water eggs, which spawn as medium-sized fish shadows in the river and sea. I can't confirm whether they're in ponds too, as I never actually looked. And finally, of course, wood eggs, cut from trees to replace the valuable logs. The next day, we got another Gullah event, and Alfonso requested an easy one for Smile Isle progress. We helped out Gulliver, caught the sea bass, and helped Alfonso. Super efficient. A couple days later, we finally enter April. Cherry blossom season, but you also know what that means. Probably my favourite days of each month, the hunt for all the new critters. March gave us some trouble with some of those clifftop river fish. If you haven't seen that struggle, go back and watch episode 4. For April's new critters, we have an interesting mixture of difficulty. For the bugs, these are all very easy, except the flea, which randomly spawns on villagers at a seemingly very rare rate. Also note, we have the Raja Brooks Birdwing already, as that used to spawn in January. For the fish, these should all be a piece of cake. Killifish I've heard people have trouble, but I've never had an issue personally. And the snapping turtle might take a little fishing to get, but not much spawns in the river at 9 PM. Finally, the sea creatures. Well, lobster we've already caught in January, so that just leaves the sea pineapple. And as far as I remember, it's pretty common. So, having said that, how did I do? Well, in the morning, I caught the common blue bottle, the long locust, the Darner dragonfly, the jewel beetle, the Madagascan sunset moth, and the Agrius butterfly. Then pulling out the fishing rod, I caught the crawfish, zebra turkeyfish. There's Nemo, which happened to mark the 40th unique fish caught, stamp 3 of Island Ichthyologist. Then the guppy, and the killifish was next, all while I was consistently shooting balloons out of the sky, granting great progress towards the It's Raining Treasure achievement. Please enjoy my pain as I hunt for other new fish. There's the seahorse. Hey look, I found a dory. In the evening, I obtained the giant water bug, and here is my current egg collection. And for the final hit of dopamine in this episode, is the completion of trashed tools. So, now to have a little chat. Firstly, let's get the progress up to date. 79% of all Nook Mileage stamps have been obtained up until now. And remember, I've left a little bit of a cliffhanger in this video. We've just entered April, and some big things are due to happen. Leave a comment if you know the significant events which are due to happen this month. Next, I just want to say the frequency of the videos from the Nook Mileage Marathon are going to inevitably slow down. And that's just down to the nature of this goal. We're getting closer and closer to having all remaining achievements either grind locked, which are just simply so repetitive it's not actually worth showing more than about 30 seconds of what I'm doing until a milestone is achieved. And then there's the time locked achievements. All critters left for gold tools and the respective Critterpedia entries, not to mention the birthdays, New Year celebration, tournaments, and the dreaded KK Mania. These update videos will become slower to come out, but I will try my hardest to keep them on topic and demonstrate that I am making progress, and hopefully keep you entertained. Your support and kind words mean the world to me. I appreciate you all, and would like to have some community engagement in the future, considering I still have the online achievements to fulfill. Alongside the Nook Mileage Marathon, there are some other games I'm wanting to play, record, and upload. I have a pretty good untouched Steam library after all, and this channel isn't just Animal Crossing. I'm an achievement hunter, don't forget. Thank you for your patience between episode 4 and this one. I know it was a while, and you all probably thought I gave up or burnt out. I did kind of just not open the video editing software for a while, I will admit that. Whatever happens, I do plan on finishing this series. I've not had all achievements before, and I know it's just a grind which I'm not unfamiliar with. I have too many hours logged in a certain point and click medieval game, I must say. For now, it's farewell until the next one. Definitely stay tuned because I've obtained some pretty significant stamps. But for now, I'm Nathan. This has been the Nook Mileage Marathon, episode 5. See you in the next one. Bye for now.
"振り向かない嫌いにさせて